Whether you're watching movies in bed, listening to music on your run, or kicking virtual ass on your commute, you need a device that delivers breathtaking visuals, cinematic audio, and the power to last all day. Introducing the Razer phone. Hey guys, this is Z, and if you're new to this channel and you're kind of into tech, consider subscribing. What you just heard was part of Razer's manifesto written on a paper in the box of every Razer phone that they sell. What I have here is something what I call a first. See, I've always liked firsts. I had the first iPhone when it first got out. I managed to get my hands on the first OnePlus One, and now I have the first Razer phone. Before I talk about this phone and why it matters, let's go back in time and talk about Razer as a company first. Established in 2005, Razer is described as the largest global gamer ecosystem of hardware, software, and services. Its founder, Min Lang Tan, has been credited as the brain behind Razer, which as a company is considered one of the pioneers of esports as well as one of the biggest brands in esports today. Aside from gaming equipment and wearables, Razer decided to step into the smartphone market. We've talked about this. It's an overly saturated place where the big guys don't normally allow, newcomers to easily get in. Razer knew though that in order to get in, they had to step in firmly and find their niche. They had to get in and jab their conquering flag sooner rather than later before anybody else can do that. The way I see it, they did that with flying colors and managed to establish themselves as the first proper gaming smartphone company. What surprises me more is that they did that from the first try with this device that bears the name Razer phone. According to the rest written in the manifesto, it was not easy. The device you hold in your hands is the culmination of our blood, sweat, and toil that began years ago when we brought some of the most talented designers and engineers in the mobile industry under one roof, all with the single mission to deliver the ultimate in mobile entertainment. See, the Razer phone is not the best camera phone out there. It's not the best bezel-less phone either. To the contrary, this phone has the biggest chin and forehead than any other device out there. All in a time when all other companies are trying to kill the bezel boss and everybody's talking about screen-to-body aspect ratio. Razer knew what they're getting themselves into, listened to the gaming community, and embraced everything that all the other companies are fighting against. They did that with the purpose of delivering a truly awesome gaming experience. To illustrate what I'm talking about, let's start with the screen. The display of this phone is an IPS panel that is not the brightest out there, but it runs at 120 Hz. If you've never experienced the world of gaming at such a high refresh rate, then I'm sorry, but you've wasted your time thinking that you've seen gaming. Working on a screen like this, especially touching one, can only be compared to the iPad Pros. This is Android though, and working on any other Android after playing with the Razer phone feels as if I'm grabbing a thing from the past. The screen and the interaction with the screen is so buttery smooth, it is so nice that you forget how everything worked before that. Top that with HDR support, and you can be sure you're experiencing textbook smartphone utopia in a Quad HD 5.7-inch package. The chin and the forehead that I mentioned before have a very specific reason, and that is to house the front-firing speakers. Each of those speakers has a separate amp, and according to Razer, you can enjoy Dolby Atmos experience. When I compare it to the iPhone X, it sounds a bit louder, but what impresses me more here is that it sounds very crisp and accurate. Virtually every other aspect of the phone screams 90 degrees. I mean, the only thing that is not 90 degrees is the camera housing on the back, which is rounded. But I like it. I mean, it looks adorable. It's not the most comfortable thing out there, but it looks very nice. And when you grab it in a position when you're ready to play, it looks amazing. The insides of the phone are not that square though. This thing is rocking Snapdragon 835 with 8 gigs of RAM, and your storage capacity is 64 gigabytes with the capabilities of putting an SD card up to 2 terabytes. The phone comes in with a whopping 4000 mAh battery. With it, you can be sure you're enjoying your games and movies all day long. The camera module of the phone holds one wide angle and one telephoto lens. With its 12 megapixel, the phone delivers average photo quality. It is nowhere near something spectacular that might trigger some world-renowned camera scores. Let's not forget that you're not purchasing this phone for its camera, but let's not also forget that for some people that are looking into this phone, a bad camera might be a deal breaker. I'll continue with negative tone just a little bit more. Knowing that this is a gaming device, you might think that this phone comes in with a headphone jack, but it doesn't. Thankfully in the box, Razer has thrown in an adapter. Water resistant is out of the question as well. None of those drawbacks are things that bother me seriously. If I had to point out the skeleton in the closet, that would be the fingerprint power button location and its design. It is indented. It's not marked in any way, it's right in the middle of the phone and it's very difficult to find it with your thumb when you're not looking at the phone. Given the shape of this device and its sheer size, sometimes it is a lot more difficult to find this if I'm driving or if I'm doing something else. At the end of the day, that wouldn't bother most of you, but I just had to point it out. Given the fact that this is Razer's first smartphone attempt, there's a lot we can wish for the next Razer phone and when it hits the market. Personally, I'd love to see an official Razer joystick case accessory, something that you can throw in your phone and enjoy your games old school style, avoiding fingerprints. It might even come with a battery integration to boost your PUBG on the go spree. So should you buy the Razer phone? If you are looking for a gaming device, if you are into smooth experience, if you like sharp edges, and you want to be different, then the Razer phone is a great option. And knowing that this is Razer's first attempt, I can't wait to see what will be the next device that comes out. So let me ask you this, what would you like to see in Razer's new smartphone? Put it in the comment section below. It's been an absolute pleasure. This is Z, over and out.